President Clark, Sister Clark, and we're from Mapleton, Utah, and we've been in Mongolia since 2010.
We have 6 children, and we have now 21 grandchildren as of just a couple of days ago. So while we've been here, we've added 4 new babies to our family, which has been wonderful.
And is it okay to say that there's one more that'll come soon?
That's okay, I
All
think.
Right. So one of the great blessings of our coming to Mongolia is 5 more grandchildren. The responsibilities of the mission president is to look after the missionaries who are, we have single missionaries, currently 65 serving, and 18 senior couples who have come, all of whom are voluntary missionaries who are here to teach the gospel to people throughout the country of Mongolia. I also have responsibilities over 2 districts with 6 branches each and 5 mission branches. These are units of the church which are smaller than the more established wards and which are growing, and one day will become stronger wards and stakes. Well, actually, Sister Clark and I talked about this when we went up to Zeisen Hill yesterday with a new group of missionaries. If there had not been a dedication of the land of Mongolia for the preaching of the gospel 20 years ago in 1 month from today, there would not have been this marvelous missionary effort. Zeisen Hill is a very special place for Latter-day Saints in Mongolia and throughout the world because it is here that an apostle of the Lord dedicated Mongolia for the preaching of the gospel 20 years ago. If it were not for that event, we would not be here today. And since that happened in April of 1993, the church has grown from its first member to over 10,600 members, and we've had over 1,000 Mongolian saints serve full-time missions. So it continues to be a very special place for us, and whenever new missionaries arrive, this is the first place we bring them. To commemorate that significant event. And 10,600 members of the church here now. There would not be the growth that we're experiencing now. So for us, it's a major event next month, and we're going to celebrate with activities for a whole week to be able to have commemorative events, activities that will help us to remember where we were 20 years ago and all of the things that have happened in the last 20 years. In addition to the 10,600 members, we've had over 1,000 Mongolian missionaries who have served, both here in Mongolia as well as other countries throughout the world, which is really remarkable. As I remember where I served in my mission, I served in Brazil, where the gospel had been taught for well over 20 years, and we did not have Brazilian missionaries even at that time. So there's a very strong missionary spirit here in Mongolia, and marvelous missionaries who have served. We are inviting all missionaries who have served in Mongolia, whether they're from Mongolia or other countries, and all Mongolian missionaries who have served here or anywhere else in the world.
To know the richness of His blessings, sons and daughters, children of a King, glad of heart His holy name confessing, praises unto Him we bring. Onward, ever onward, as we we glory in His name. Forward, pressing forward, as a triumph song we sing. God our strength will be, as forward ever called to serve our King.
We'll be going up to the top of Zeisen Hill and reading the dedicatory prayer by an apostle, Elder Neil A. Maxwell, and we'll be fortunate enough to have Elder Ty, who was from the Asia Area Presidency at the time of the dedication and who was there with Elder Maxwell. He will be here with us, and he will say a few words at that time. We also expect to have former mission presidents, at least the first two mission presidents, President and Sister Cook and President and Sister Cox, who will be telling us about the church in the early years in the 1990s. And we'll also have video segments and greetings from other mission presidents who had served since that time. There'll be a lot of wonderful things happen that week, and we're really looking forward to it. How do you feel?
We cannot wait to have them come, and we have instant love for every one of them as they come off that plane and here to serve, and they're happy, they're smiling, and they can't wait to go to work. And we know how much they're going to love Mongolia as they step off that plane, and they do. And it's very hard to let them go, though, at the end of the time. Yeah.
Often it's very cold. They come from warmer climates, and they don't even notice it. They're so happy to be here. There's so much enthusiasm that they feel warm, and they hardly even comment about how cold it is.
One group we took right up to Zeisen. It was in May, so we thought it'd be warm. We didn't take any coats for them at all. And we got up on Zeisen, and the wind blew up, and all of a sudden snow started falling in great big flakes, and they were just covered from head to toe in their suits with no coats, and yet nobody complained. They sang the song, and we read the dedicatory prayer, and they just couldn't wait to get to work. In fact, on the way down the hill, they started doing missionary work right on the spot.
Yeah.
So we have wonderful missionaries here, great enthusiasm.
Yeah, we had a wonderful devotional last night in which we expressed gratitude to 7 sisters who had served honorably, and we were so grateful and full of wonderful memories of their service, as we have with other groups as they've gone home. It usually happens at the same time that we welcome new ones, so people are able to say thank you to those who have served at the same time they say welcome to others who come. And it's an event that is full of tears of joy, as well as some tears of sorrow as we say goodbye to those who have served, but never really goodbye, because in the gospel you never really say goodbye. We always feel connected and look forward to future reunions and opportunities to see each other again.
Very little.
I knew it was in Asia. I knew that it was between Russia and China. I knew that it got cold in the winter. And I knew that people were very nomadic, and I knew they were very strong people. And we had, of course, heard many legends of course, the famous, as we call him, Genghis Khan in English.
That makes them cringe.
Yeah. So we, but we'd also heard some wonderful stories about the growth of the church. And the faith of the people here, that's something that we had heard about as members of the church, because it's kind of a favorite subject for people to talk about throughout the world amongst members of the church. But we didn't know that we would ever be coming here.
We had the opportunity of serving in the Provo Temple for 8 years before we came here, and we would have the Mongolian missionaries come in. And for some reason, we always had the sisters on Wednesday morning, and everybody just loved them. Some of the sisters would run around and say, "Sister Clark, today the Mongolian missionaries are here." And it was just exciting, and we just fell in love with really our first experience being around the Mongolians, and fell in love with those sisters at the temple.
Yeah.
So
I remember that too. Whenever we knew the Mongolian missionaries were coming, it always was very exciting for the temple workers.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the thoughts that goes through a missionary's mind before serving is, can I really do this? It's hard work, and what will I experience? What will I actually get out of it? And as the missionary continues to prepare through just living the gospel and going out with other missionaries who are serving, and sees the wonderful experiences of visiting others and sharing the gospel, the thoughts of serving a mission turn to love for others, love for the Lord, and forgetting themselves. And once they begin to forget themselves, they are now in a position where the Lord can help them to become stronger. And they serve and they grow and they do a wonderful job.
Come to know the richness of His blessing, sons and daughters, children of a King.
There are miracles that happen so often, it would take us a long time to really to describe them all. But let me share one overall miracle. Almost 2 years ago, we had a visit from an apostle, Elder Holden, who left a blessing on the land of Mongolia. In his blessing, he said that things would be different in Mongolia. He pronounced a blessing upon the land, upon the government, upon the people, and he said, there will still be challenges. Satan will continue to oppose the work, but though he will do this, the work of the Lord will prevail. It will overcome the power of Satan. And at that time, we were having tremendous difficulties getting missionaries visas to be able to come in and to be able to teach. But some remarkable things happened. There was an election, and in that election, some changes were made, and over the course of the past 2 years, we've seen the opportunities now for missionaries to be able to come to Mongolia from outside, and missionaries from Mongolia to be able to serve outside. And we've seen some tremendous growth. That, of course, is a general miracle that has affected Mongolia. Of course, there are miracles in the lives of many individuals as they have embraced the gospel and as they've seen how it has helped them to overcome their personal trials and to bless their own lives. Those are something that happened almost on a daily basis. We experience that when we go to visit people. One of our favorite things is to visit people and to feel the warmth and the love that are here among the Mongolian people. It's an experience that our children were able to have when they came to visit us last summer. And they said, on their way home, they said, Mongolia is the world's best kept secret. If the whole world really knew how wonderful Mongolia and its people were, then they would probably all want to come here. Wow. The changes are remarkable.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. They are. They come in a little bit timid, a little bit shy, and not knowing really what to do. I'm back from the MTC in 3 weeks, and they're on fire. They're excited. Their testimonies have grown. They've been able to go to the temple, and it shows. They come back glowing, and it's like they've, matured 2 years in 3 weeks. And then, of course, through the mission, it's that same thing as long as they keep going forward and as they're teaching. And it's just wonderful to see the growth that they do make, both spiritually and physically and mentally. They just are a wonderful blessing to all of us.
When I interview missionaries at the end of their missions, when they're now going home, they invariably say to me that my life will be different from now on. And it's because of the change that has happened in my own heart. I've been able to teach the gospel to many people and see people come into the church, but the one who has been the most changed has been myself, the missionary, for having taught that gospel for these 18 to 24 months. Then it's a wonderful experience to meet their families as they welcome them back, and to look at the faces of the family members who see their son and daughter and just say, "My, have you changed? You look wonderful."
Yeah. As their eyes are glowing and they're smiling. It's
let me
wonderful.
share with you just one experience of a family of a missionary who was quite concerned because it was the first time that their son had been away from home, and they didn't really understand the nature of missionary work, and asked if their son could come home for a few days every month and spend some time at home. I asked them, "Are you receiving letters each week?" And they said no. And so afterwards I talked with this missionary and encouraged him to write to his parents each week. Several months later, the family invited us to go to their home for Sagansar, and they looked as happy as could be. And I said, "How is your son?" "Oh, he's just doing wonderful, and don't worry about having him come home each month. We're fine."
We're so glad that he's serving.
Yes.
Yes.
He writes us, and he tells us that he loves us. And he never used to do that before his mission. We love what the mission is doing for him. Every activity in the church is designed to strengthen the family. And even a mission is designed to strengthen the family. A missionary leaves home, but it isn't to separate that missionary from the family. It's to go out and serve the Lord, who has made it possible for all of us to be resurrected and for us to make covenants that will link our families together for eternity. And so each one of those youths must show their family that they are better sons, better daughters. That is in fact what parents should see, that the church is really making of their children better citizens of Mongolia, better sons, better daughters, and better future husbands and wives. Sister Clark used to always encourage me to sing in the shower, right? And
I liked it when you sang in the shower.
I do love music. I love singing. I love the talents of others. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed has been the marvelous talents, musical talents of Mongolians. The area presidency has commented about that that's one of the things they love about visiting Mongolia. We're grateful that we're here because we love and appreciate music, but it's something that has always just been a love of mine ever since I was a young man.
Hasty
one of the things that we notice is that, and this is remarkable, when people are baptized in Mongolia, almost immediately they express a desire to become missionaries. And for young men, ages 18 through 25, they are eligible to serve full-time missions, and for young women, ages 19 all the way to 39, they are eligible. Once they've served, many of them would like to serve again, and they come and they say, President, can we serve another mission? And the counsel from the brethren is, get your education, go to work, get married in the temple, have children, and about the time you're ready to have grandchildren and you become a senior couple, then we hope you do serve a mission again. So a mission really is something that all young men are required to prepare for, and to serve if circumstances are possible for them, for their health. For young women, the same obligation is not there, but they are most welcome to apply, and they contribute a very significant role in missionary work, particularly in Mongolia, where we've had, at one time we actually had more sisters than we had elders serving.
That's very rare.
Thank you.
It has really been a pleasure to serve here. He speaks Spanish and Portuguese, and a little bit of French, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of Russian, all these languages. I know a little bit of Spanish and can understand a little bit of Portuguese. And so it was amazing that we were called to come to Mongolia, and knew very little about it, and we have just loved Mongolia. We love the people here, we love the missionaries, we love going out and visiting with families and with non-members, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience for us to be able to be here in such a wonderful country with such wonderful people. Yeah. And such wonderful missionaries.
I would say the same thing. It caught us by surprise. President Uchtdorf called us into his office, and he extended the call, and it was not what we expected. And we were thrilled. And later when Elder Nelson, the Quorum of the 12, met with us, his first question was, what did you think about your call to Mongolia? We knew that he loved Mongolia because he had been here before, and I think he knew we were coming here, but he wanted to know how we felt, and we also expressed how thrilled we were, but we really didn't know, we didn't understand at that time really how marvelous the people are here. The Mongolian people are very easy to come to love. It takes no work or effort at all. All one has to do is come and open your heart a little, and the Mongolian saints just fill the heart. The difficulty wasn't coming. It's going to be leaving. That's what's going to be hard. A large portion of our hearts will remain here and will be forever in our hearts connected with the marvelous saints here in Mongolia. They're our family, and we love them.